If you guys have been subscribers of Jets Media, since even this past season, we launched a new series here on the channel where I would go on a walk in nature and talk Jets. And that started something. It all originated from the Jets losing miserably this past season. And I kind of needed to get into nature and escape the Jets world. So I started going on walks to escape from the Jets. But then on the walk, I couldn't get the Jets out of my mind. So I decided to fire up a live stream on my phone while I was on my walk, talking months ago during the season after a tough loss. And then all of a sudden it became a thing. People are like, yo, Richie, you should go on live walks more often. And I realized, you know what? It's where you get a different version of me when I'm out here in nature, opposed to sitting in my studio behind a mic and a camera and a light in a more professional setting. This feels different. And the weather's great, as you guys can see. Shout out to the sun that is making its appearance on this fine late spring. Well, not late spring, almost spring. My birthday is in a week from today, April 1st, turning 27. So things are happening, man. And I'm excited that the weather is nice out because I miss the nice weather. I really, really do. Shout out to the people in the chat. It says very bad connection. Can you guys hear me? We got Eric, Todd in the chat. The Jets make me cry. You guys in the chat, let me know if you can hear me because it says there's very bad connection. And I don't know if that means you guys cannot hear me or not. You guys let me know. Very bad connection. Okay. Well, we're going to put the camera on the sun. I wanted to talk about the Jets culture. That's what I really wanted to talk about. All right, the chat's saying I'm good. Thank you, guys. I don't know why it's saying really bad connection. I have no idea how many people are in the chat. Hit that like button, by the way, if you want to see more Richie on a walk. So the topic of today on the live show is going to be the Jets are building a new culture. And the word culture gets thrown around everywhere. What does culture mean? And I feel like some people have their own definitions of culture. So I want to provide you how I interpret the word culture regarding sports. And in general, you can connect culture with a lot of things. But the Jets culture and what we're trying to build. So culture is a set standard, a way that you operate, right? Think about any job that you have, and maybe that job has morals and things to follow. That's the culture of that said job. The Jets have had a losing culture forever, in my lifetime it feels like, right? Aaron Rodgers came to the Jets and we were hopeful that the culture will shift. But it was a mess before Rodgers got there, and it was a mess after he left. So my point is, the Jets are trying to build a new culture, a set standard of discipline. For example, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have a winning culture. They've had 10 plus seasons in a row having sustainable success, just winning seasons. And that's because they have a set standard. They have a way of doing their way that is proven to be successful. The Jets are trying to build that. The Jets are trying to find that culture that we've been long waiting for. And I really think Aaron Glenn embodies what I'm talking about. Because the one thing that this Jets organization has been lacking more than anything, that I'm realizing now more than ever, is a sense of confidence in themselves. I feel like these past Jets regimes, under Saleh, Bowles, Gase, you name it, there was never that real sense of belief internally, I think, because they had that Jets mentality of, oh, it's same old Jets. Like, it's too much of a scary thought to try to turn around. Will we ever actually do it? And what I mean by that is Aaron Glenn's different than these previous Jets head coaches because he is a Jet through and through. He experienced what it was like to be on a one-win football team with the New York Jets in the 90s under Rich Kotite. And then he witnessed as a player Bill Parcells come in the building and change the organization. In 2 seasons, all of a sudden, they're in the playoffs, winning playoff games and winning double-digit games. So Aaron Glenn has firsthand experience from a player's perspective of a coach coming and changing a losing culture into a winning one very fast. Now, that's no guarantee that Glenn knows that he can do that like that and he's going to be able to succeed right away. That's not what I'm saying here. But I feel like Aaron Glenn embodies a sense of belief in himself, and he's going to instill a new sense of belief and hope within this Jets locker room and players that this team is going to buy into. And that's the element of him that I feel like I really love. And think about the quarterback that he brought in Justin Fields. That's a culture move. That's a culture move, Justin Fields. Is Justin Fields going to be the long-term solution at quarterback for the New York Jets? I bet you majority of Jets fans don't even think that's even possible. It is possible, but I'm not banking on it. I'm not going to hold out hope that it's going to be the reality, because I've learned at this point as a Jets fan, it's better to not get attached to something, because that leads to disappointment more than anything. So I'm open-minded, and I'm excited for Justin Fields. And the cool thing about this new quarterback that we have in Justin Fields, if you want to compare it to recent quarterbacks, it's not a quarterback we drafted, so there's not that feel of like Sam Darnold was or Zach Wilson was. He was brought here in free agency. He was a first-round pick. He obviously was not coached well, and things did not work in Chicago. He was set up to fail there, just like we know how the Jets set up quarterbacks to fail too. We're full first-hand experience of that. And then he goes to Pittsburgh and embodies the culture of the Steelers and starts winning. And the Steelers know how to win with any quarterback. But Justin Fields had 10 total touchdowns to 1 interception in those 6 games. He looked like he was playing the best ball of his career. And now the Jets get in a quarterback a year after that, and we have someone who's hungry. We have somebody now who's young. And the one thing about Justin Fields that is obvious, but I just want to remind everybody, Justin Fields is one of only 3 quarterbacks in NFL history to have a season with over 1,000 yards rushing at the quarterback position. I want that to sink in. Now, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that we have an MVP on our hands. But the only other 2 quarterbacks that's done it is Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP, and Mike Vick. So the Jets have something at the quarterback position that the Jets have not had since Mike Vick was a Jet. I'm just kidding. He did nothing with us. But we never have a mobile quarterback. We never have one. We never have a dual threat. And that's the exciting thing that Justin Fields brings to the table. That we're getting an elite runner of the football and a playmaker at the quarterback spot. But the question is, will Justin Fields finally figure it out passing? Because that's what holds him back in this league. His ability to process the field, go through his progressions, be a pure pocket passer, making the throws over the middle of the field, anticipation, touch, all those things that really makes you a franchise quarterback is what you need. So the cool thing about Justin Fields is there's fun to his game, even if he struggles through the air. And he's proven he can win if everything works around him. And you look at the Jets' offensive line, this is the best offensive line Justin Fields has ever had in his life. Now, we have a hole at right tackle 100%, but look at this offensive line. It's going to be a lot better than people think. And look at the running back position, too. I think the running back position is extremely underrated. I know people are questioning Breece Hall. Is he ever going to be that top 5 running back we all thought he was going to be when we drafted him? And those first 7 games his rookie season was all the proof we needed. Like, yeah, Breece is going to be a top 5 back. But for whatever reason, he was never able to come back from that ACL yet and be as good as he was before the ACL. Let's just keep it real. And maybe now with a new scheme and a new continuity on up front offensive line and a dual threat at quarterback, maybe this is the year Breece Hall finally works. And not to mention Braylon Allen, someone we're all very excited about. Isaiah Davis. So, the Jets culture is going to be running the football. That's going to be the style. That's going to be the style of football this Jets team is going to want to play on offense, is running the football. I'm going to go out there, and this may shock people, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Jets are a top 5 football team this year running the ball offensively in terms of yards. Not saying we're going to win and win a lot of games, but I just think when you have a quarterback like Justin Fields and the running backs, it's built for that. It's built for that style of offense. And then you have Garrett Wilson that you can feed on play action. And, bro, if the Jets don't bring in a big number 2 next to Garrett, and it's just Garrett Wilson and a rookie, and Lazard still, who's still on their contract, and Corley, buy your stock in Garrett Wilson because the volume is going to be unreal. And Garrett is definitely good enough to take on that volume. So, yeah, man, I think the culture that they're trying to build is interesting. And on defense, there's going to be a completely different style. That is going to be more blitz heavy. We're going to see a lot more blitzes happening. We're going to see more man coverage than ever. And it's going to be a flipping scheme from Robert Saleh and Ulbrich, who like to just rush 4 and drop 7 back. So there's a lot of change coming with this Jets team, but I think it's needed change. And outside of just the schemes and the coaching, it really starts upstairs. If you really want to dig into culture, it starts with Woody Johnson. When you build a culture, it starts upstairs. I'll give you an example. Right now, I'll be transparent with you guys. For those that follow, the story of Roundtable Sports, you guys know what Roundtable Sports is. If you don't, it's a media company that I am a owner of with TD and Dan, and we're building basically a sports network. I'm in the process right now of building the culture for Roundtable because we're scaling and beginning to hire people. Well, we already have people underneath that's working for Roundtable, but I'm trying to build a type of culture there. So the Jets are trying to do that there, and that's with every business. Every company does that. So I'm excited to see this culture come to fruition. And by the way, we have no idea if it's going to be successful or not. I mean, this could be another story of 3 or 4 years from now. We're back in square one, looking for a new head coach, looking for a new GM. That's possible. But let's hope that's not the reality. And I think what's really going to determine that is if Glenn and Muji stays beyond this contract is one thing and one thing only, in my opinion. At quarterback. Do they get the answer at quarterback? Does this regime find the franchise guy? Right? Does this regime find the franchise quarterback that we feel comfortable paying one day, whatever the market is? And that's what we want. We want the Jets to have the highest paid quarterback in the league or something like that, because that just says that we have a quarterback good enough. Now, I know there's a lot of QBs in this league that's making a lot of money that don't really deserve it, but you know what I'm trying to say. I want to draft the quarterback, or, hey, if Justin Fields hypothetically balls out in these 2 years and then we give him that type of contract because he deserved it, we win, that's great. That's the best case scenario. I know it's delusional, I guess, to think, but in a perfect world, Fields goes out there, shows flashes, the Jets show that they're competent next year. Maybe we just missed the playoffs at the end, but we're like in the hunt, right? We're in the hunt at the end. We're fighting for a wild card spot. And then this is a hypothetical scenario. Fields is playing well. They're showing signs of life, and they win 9 games and don't make the playoffs. 9-8 is next year, right? Missed the playoffs, had a winning season. Fields looked good. And then maybe all of a sudden, year number 2 comes around, and that's when Justin Fields can break out and show that he can lead a football team to double-digit wins. That sounds like if it ever were to work, that's how it would happen. But that's, of course, a complete hypothetical that I'm just throwing out there that I hope works. That'd be great. Sign me up for that. Who wouldn't sign up for that? So, oh boy, there's a lot. And then, of course, the draft coming up is the beginning of this new era, in my opinion, because that's free agency is like, especially this class that they just brought in, that these free agents are not going to be like Jets. What I mean by that is like core pieces to this culture, unless like some of them will, Fields is, but like outside of Fields, like it was all 1-year deals. The NFL draft though is going to be, that's the new New York Jets right there. This draft class coming up. Whenever you have a new GM and a new coach and they have the first class together, that's like the first ever rookie class for this regime. And it's important for them to get it right. Very important. Oh my gosh, man. I have no idea where the Jets are going to go at number 7. I would love Tyler Warren. I would love Armand Menbu. I think there's other options out there that the Jets are definitely going to be considering. There's a lot of options. I'm excited about it. How you guys like these walk live streams? You guys let me know. It's a beautiful day out. Shout out to the chat. I see you guys. Yeti says, hey, Richie, good to see you outside. It's breaking 90 today in Arizona. Wow. That's unreal. Trade back. Well, Eddie, appreciate you tuning in. Enjoy the 90-degree weather. Trading down would be fun. JJ in the chat member says, offensive line round 1, wide receiver round 2, tight end round 3. So that's 3 straight offensive picks. Yeah, I mean, hey, I'd be down for that. You can get quality wide receivers in round number 2. Jaden Higgins would be sick. I'd even like Jalen Knoll, but I don't know if he'll... who's some second-round wide receivers you guys would want? And then round 3, a tight end. Elijah Aroro in the 3rd round. I don't know if he's going to fall there.